Hey guys, my name is Carissa. We're out and about trying to get answers to the question, what do you wish you would have learned in school but didn't? What's the one thing that you wish you would have learned in high school or middle school?
I have to pick one.
Okay.
What I wish I would have learned while I was in school.
Oh, everything when it comes to real life.
Or just discover and learn about more like career options. That way I had a bigger knowledge base and like mindset of like what I actually wanted to do.
Definitely like financial literacy and stuff like that, I'd say. Definitely help prepare for the real world.
How to spend money like accordingly and just be smart financially and make better financial decisions overall.
Just understanding how to manage myself as an adult with finances, for instance, what to do with a paycheck when I get it, not to just blow it on the first thing that looks really cool. But
I wish that I had the ability to know what was gonna come later on to avoid some of the pitfalls, especially high interest rates. And that's the one thing I wish I could have learned a lot more about was interest and how that affects you, and then credit.
Like it's just like, oh, you need to make money. Not, oh, you need to build credit because that's going to help you get money. Like, right. You know, like there definitely should be some classes about in financial literacy, just specifically about credit, how to build credit, because that's important.
It's something everybody has to do, but they don't really teach you. So I always thought that was kind of weird. So mostly like the personal finance stuff.
Just how that all works so that I could feel more secure and feel like I have some money left over if something were to happen to me.
How much it actually costs to like make a living. Money.
The word of the day, money.
I don't know, things that you really use in your life, like to be successful.
The one thing that I wish I would have learned in school is how to take everything that we were learning and implement it into life itself.
Okay, so what if I told you there was an organization out there that prepared the younger generation for just workforce readiness, finances, and things of that nature? Would you believe me?
I'm familiar with Junior Achievement, so...
And I wish I would have looked in my community for organizations like that with people who look like me, who know about finances and know how to help me navigate that part of my life that I didn't really have support in from good role models and also from my education.
So, what do you wish you learned in school but didn't?
Unlock your boundless possibilities. Learn more at ja.org.
Good morning. All right. So my name is Jason Lee. I'm President and CEO of Junior Achievement of Southeastern Michigan, and we're ecstatic to have you here. Thank you for joining us and helping us celebrate our 75th anniversary in a future-forward way. Today, we are standing at an incredible crossroads as we look back at our rich history and collectively renew our commitment for an even brighter future. For 75 years, and not many organizations around town can say that, 75 years, our JA office here in Southeastern Michigan has been a catalyst for change in the lives of young people that we have served. We have served over 2 million young people in our history. As we think about our future, our work has never been more relevant or important. Michigan, our state, faces critical challenges like talent shortages and the need to attract and retain a young people. JA, Junior Achievement, stands ready to be a major part of the solution. By preparing our youth with financial literacy and entrepreneurial thinking, while providing career exposure and preparation opportunities, we are building a stronger workforce, a more resilient economy, and a better future for all of us. Every child deserves a chance to see themselves as capable and able to navigate life's complexities and complexities confidently. This is going south really quickly, guys. All right. Over the last 75 years, the need in our communities have evolved, but one thing remains the same. Our commitment to equipping the next generation with the skill sets and mindsets they need to thrive. In a world where 73% of the students we serve qualify for free or reduced lunch, JA offers life-changing opportunities. We give young people new perspectives, a glimpse to what is possible, and the tools to get there. Consider the impact. JA alumni are more likely to graduate from college, carry less college debt, and qualify for home loans. They earn 20% more than their peers and express greater career satisfaction. These are very important stats and proof that JA works. They represent the dreams realized and the cycles of poverty broken and pathways forged to a better life. This journey is not possible without you in this audience and those corporate and community supporters who support our work daily. Our corporate partnerships, philanthropic supporters, volunteers, and mentors are the engine of junior achievement. Your consistent dedication enables us to broaden our reach, enter more schools, impact more lives, and ensure that every student has access to junior achievement. Imagine how much better the next generation will be if they were empowered. Looking ahead, we are energized to what lies ahead for JA. As you can see, we've made a lot of changes to this room and many other changes that you will see and hear about. So without further ado, let's show a quick video on some of our history.
Junior achievement, fastest growing force in the nation today for the building of sturdy American citizenship. Small groups of youngsters set themselves up in companies. They are learning by doing, which is the keynote to junior achievement projects in every field. No wonder the movement is spreading across the land like wildfire.
My name is Lou Wassel, and I have a 50-year connection with JA. It goes all the way back to 1972 when I was in high school. In those days, JA ran what they called the company program format. So at the beginning of every school year, you'd go and you'd form a company at your local business center, and you'd go out and you'd sell stock, and then we used that money to buy materials to make our company product. We made probably 100 of these, and we sold them for $5. The kinds of things that we learned about in JA, the business functions, marketing, production management, production control, they weren't taught in high school. It changed my life completely.
Junior achievement means everything to me. In fact, I credit this organization to all the success that I've achieved in my life and career. I participated in junior achievement when I was in 10th grade. And through this project that we were assigned, I was inspired to take a box of M&Ms, so I began selling it at school. I turned it into more than $4,000 by the time I graduated and used that money to pay for my first semester at the University of Michigan. All because I chose to participate in what was being presented through junior achievement.
This is the first time I've learned about banking and savings accounts.
I've learned about taxes and how to budget.
Before I did this program, I didn't know anything.
75 years of this organization making an impact in the lives of young people is truly a special anniversary. My first JA experience, I went to a National 4-H camp decades ago, and I remember doing a financial literacy exercise as part of that experience. It happened to be a JA program. Today, JA is meeting the needs of our community where they are. We are providing incredible youth development opportunities, still in the areas of entrepreneurship and financial literacy and career exploration and preparation. JA is impactful for the next generation. JA is critical to the future of Southeast Michigan.
My name is Gordon Didier. I've served on the board of Junior Achievement for more than 35 years. Junior Achievement has the finest first quality financial literacy and economic education programs that are available. These programs educate, motivate, and inspire with the real potential to transform lives.
I first found out about Junior Achievement as a junior high student. I was part of the program, did the summer camps, developed businesses, actually went on to win a scholarship for college. So it definitely was my start to being an entrepreneur, being able to start my own business. I think JA is fundamental for kids learning.
This program provides exposure to students who otherwise wouldn't have it to appreciate the importance of money management, budgeting, and personal development. It can be transformative for children to get exposure to financial decision making and the consequences of pursuing a full education.
Nobody prepares you to do things in the business world or for yourself anymore like Junior Achievement. JA is about preparing and empowering young people to take charge of their future, just like it did for me.
So we have the lamp that Lou has created on display here on the far table, and so we it's a lot of great things here. But you know what? As we look at that video, you see the impact that this organization has had in the lives of a lot of people. You know, we are about empowerment. We are about economic mobility. We are about creating opportunities for the next generation. So with that, let's bring up my boss. I wanted to bring to the podium Rhonda Lawrencell, who's our board chair. Rhonda?
Well, I do not have a Crown Royal lamp for you to present. But I did sell that stuff when I was a kid working in my dad's liquor store, so. At any rate, good morning, everybody. It's an honor to be here today to speak to you about an organization that is very near and dear to my heart. I've been with JA for many years, and I really believe in the organization. In my day job, I lead a leadership development consulting practice, and we work with executives around the region. And I can tell you that these people know how to manage money. They are very good at it. And I can say that one of the things that I know for sure is that a messy wallet is a messy mind. Executives do not have messy minds, at least not the good ones. Messy minds don't make it to the top. So my background is interesting because it's in clinical psychology. What some of my colleagues here probably don't know about me is that when early in my career, I used to do IQ testing for a living. And so when my clients meet me, they hear that I have a PhD in Freudian psychoanalytic psychology, and I was an expert IQ tester for the court system and an expert presented for the court. They get a little, twitchy. So, and they all have, they kind of freak out a bit. They all have a very similar reaction. They start this sort of self-deprecating kind of speak like, oh, it's a good thing that you didn't have to test me to get into this job. It's a good thing I didn't meet you till after I got the job. Like as though they don't think they're good enough. And so they get nervous. They get nervous, which is, I find hilarious. And let me tell you what happens, just as a psychologist. So just to kind of open the curtains, in a pair of New York seconds, they like revert back to their 17-year-old brain. Like their adult brain just disintegrates. They're back to a 17-year-old in high school thinking, I'm not the smartest one, I'm not the best athlete, I don't come from money, I'm not the prettiest, I'm not the, whatever it is. And they say, I'm a loser, basically, because that's how most of us felt in high school, right? And the whole kind of a, imposter syndrome kicks in. And then just as quickly as like their adult brain disintegrated, it comes back. And like this is all happening unconsciously. And they say, no, that's not true. Like, I know the recipe. It is not. The recipe is not being the smartest person. It's not coming from money. The recipe is this. Have a goal, work really hard towards that goal, persevere, learn to manage your money, right? Understand that there's things that you need, there's things that you want, and they're both okay and how to balance them, and then reinvest in yourself. That's the secret. And so immediately, it's interesting because in that sort of second that all this happens, it's like they forget everything that they know to be true, and they get nervous, and then they come back, and they're like, no, that is not. this is what I know to be true from my experience, this is what I've learned over the course of my career. It's really about hard work. It's really about perseverance. It's really about understanding money. It's really about investing in yourself. And so many of you maybe came from families that knew that secret, that were able to share that with you and that raised you that way. Maybe some of you weren't. A lot of our kids today don't have that privilege. They don't have that luck to be able to come from families that teach it. But the brilliance of JA is they don't have to, right? Because JA can do it for you. So JA isn't just about financial literacy. Like you can Google how to manage money now. You can get that anywhere for free in 5 seconds. But the team here at JA is warm, is inviting, is encouraging. They spend time with our youth saying, hey, you can do this. Look at me. Look where I am. We have people like you who are meeting with these students who are saying, if I can do it, you can do it, because you got to see it to be it, right? I was just like you. I wasn't the smartest person. I didn't come from money. I didn't have it, it wasn't handed to me. I worked for it. You can do it too. So as I think about kind of the next 75 years, this organization has certainly stood the test of time. But when I think about the next 75 years for JA, our world is in an interesting place with our youth because they're becoming more and more lonely, more and more isolated. And JA certainly has grown with the times. We have plenty of programs that are online. We embrace technology and all that good stuff. But our capstone programs are still in person. They are interactive. People get to see people. They can hear your stories. They can work with each other. And the staff here is amazing. We have a power team right now under Jason Lee's leadership. People like Beth and Sumaya and Marcel and Lisa, and I can go on and on. There's many of the staff here. They are so good with these students because they're so encouraging. So if you're not part of JA, which probably most of you are, but if you're not, come on along, come with us. We need your help. We're raising communities here. I see many of the board members here who I work with who've been, on the board for many, many years. Thank you for all the work that you do. You make it fun for me, and I know the organization appreciates it. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Rhonda. So I just also want to take some time to acknowledge the board members that are here. So if you're a board member of Junior Achievement, could you please stand? All right. And we also have several members of some of our advisory boards here. We have an advisory board in Genesee County. We have an emerging leaders board, which is our young professionals. And we actually have an advisory board for the overall board. So if you're a member of any of those advisory boards, could you please stand also? All right, thank you. So we cannot do the work that we do here at Junior Achievement without our education community. We are heavily invested in the success of our K-12 systems, and we invited one of our partners to come and just talk a little bit about what JA means to their school system. So Melanie Land, would you please come on up?
Good morning. I would like to thank JA for all of the amazing experiences that they have provided for us. I want to greet all of the guests and thank you for having us here. I am standing in place of some very big shoes. My principal, Tanya Hickman, was unable to make it today. Her mom fell ill yesterday, so she sends her greetings to all of you, and she wants you to know that she would have been here if it were not for what her family is experiencing now. She is an amazing principal, and she definitely fosters empowering our scholars with all of the amazing experiences that JA provides for us. We started in our building, so we're going to tell you a little bit about what JA has done for Stevenson. Stevenson Elementary is in Southfield, Michigan, and we are one of 4 community schools in Southeastern Michigan. And our school provides extended learning programs for our scholars. And so we had a summer program, and JA was immersed in our summer program. And it was directly after the pandemic, so it definitely eased a lot of the tensions for a lot of our scholars, and it brought them into the love of education once again. So every teacher, including myself, taught JA during that summer program. And so it was a very amazing experience for the scholars to learn about financial literacy, wants and needs, and all of the programs about saving and budgeting. So those programs definitely helped a number of those scholars. So imagine a classroom where students are learning to save, they're learning to budget, they're learning to build businesses. In our building, JA comes once a year, and they provide a STEM program, and it's a full-on immersive program. Every classroom has a number of volunteers that come in, and they're so amazing. They provide all of the real world experiences to our scholars from their point of view in their careers. So the scholars are so excited and it's all day. When I say all day, they take a lunch break and then they come back. But they go through a number of the actual curricular programs. So it's essential for our scholars to learn these things early. We're a K-5 building, and I think early is best, because if we teach them to save while they're little, to budget, I'm gonna buy a toy, but I'm also gonna save money. So JA actually helps with a number of those programs. Financial literacy is one of our biggest visions for our scholars, and JA definitely provides that for our school. So please know that our testimony for JA has been nothing short of amazing, and we thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for all that you do for our scholars. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Melanie. In addition to working with K-12 school systems, we also have been increasing our reach in the community by working with community-based organizations. So you're going to see JA everywhere, and I just wanted to emphasize that our work is transformational, and it's also engaging in different environments. And I think that's also something that's important as we talk about what our future looks like here. But we are part of a federated organization as part of JAUSA. We are one of 99 offices throughout the country. And we are really honored today to have a special member of the JA family here, which is Jack Harris. Jack is our newly appointed CEO of JAUSA. And he has had an extensive career here, but we wanted to have Jack here to bring some words from our national office. So Jack, come on down.
Hey everybody, good morning. This is actually, so I've stepped into this role July 1st, but I've been in the JA network for over 20 years. I actually started on the international side of the organization, and then I was running junior achievement in Georgia and Atlanta for about 10 years, and then recently doing some high school redesign work within the JA family. But coming into this role, the part that I'm really excited about being here is this is actually my first time to Detroit. First time, yeah. And That's if I don't count the road trip through Detroit in college, which I'm not going to count. So this is my true first time to Detroit. Really warm welcome. But what's really striking to me is the clear legacy that has been built here from a JA perspective and community partners, both public partners, private partners, across the network. Big testament and congratulations to the board here, to Jason, to the leadership team. The energy is palpable. It's like I want the before and after pictures of this building, because in and of itself, I think it's such a great setting right here. So I think you all should feel really proud of the work that is happening here and the work that you're leading. A few just comments overarchingly from a JA perspective. There was something that was in that video early on that was talking about how we all yearn for learning to be applicable to life and career. We do a lot of work what we do at the high school level. We do a lot of pre-high school student surveys. And one of the questions that we ask, so these would be rising ninth graders, is, do you feel that what you learn in school is applicable to your life or to the real world? And we've been tracking this metric for a number of years now. It's always been low. It kind of hovers around 50% or so as students are entering into high school. That shouldn't be surprising. Every one of us in high school asks the question, why am I learning this, right? But what's been striking, and this is post-pandemic, is that this past year, that number has dipped down to 35%. So a number that was already alarmingly low is now only a third of our entire youth population feels that what they're learning in school is applicable to their own life or applicable to the real world. And I come from a little bit of an education background. As educators, we aspire to that, right? We want to be able to provide that bridge for students, to be able to make those connections, to be able to see that relevance, to understand the importance of education to future career financial success. Because we know that if students are engaged in their learning, they're going to have higher attendance, they're going to have higher academic comprehension and proficiency, they're going to have graduation rates, they're going to have higher post-secondary enrollment, they're going to have higher opportunities in terms of career as they're moving through and navigating that. But it really starts from this level of just being engaged in learning, being engaged in understanding, why is it applicable to my life? And I fundamentally feel like that's JA's secret sauce of really being able to make those connections, make those linkages. For anybody that's worked in a finance park as a volunteer or worked with a group of students, you can see these light bulb moments that are going off where all of a sudden I get it. One of the most powerful things about Finance Park to me that as you talk with, especially with teachers and with educators, is that oftentimes teachers will say, students that have been completely disengaged in the classroom environment come to life in an immersive simulated setting like this, and that it helps to change teachers' own ideas of what instructional practices would I bring back into the classroom to keep that engagement, keep that light going. And I know a number of you are representing here. We've got private sector represented, we've got public sector represented. From a JA perspective, being able to be in that intersection of helping to translate kind of the needs and the desires and the accountabilities in both areas so that we're actually moving and accelerating students towards economic opportunity and mobility, I think that's what we're all here as a community together trying to solve for, right? Jason's heard me say plenty of times, but I feel like we've got this unparalleled platform right now to really improve outcomes for the next generation. Education outcomes, economic mobility outcomes. There's differentiators that exist within the JA ecosystem when you think about that ability to bring authentic real-world connectivity in a highly engaging way, that track record of experiential learning that we know, whether it's project-based learning, immersive simulation learning, it's just the way students engage in a better way. The trust with school district partners, thanks for that testimonial, that was amazing, right? Being able to really work deeply with schools and districts on solving real challenges, and then being able to translate what's needed for the future of work. Because what we're preparing and launching this next generation into is a world that is highly uncertain, but it's a world that has lots of opportunities if we have the mindsets, behaviors, and competencies to be able to take full advantage of it. And so, from a JA perspective, for those of you that are already supporters on the board investing, I think we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg of what's possible. I like to think, from a JA perspective, we're not a nonprofit. We're a social enterprise that's delivering innovative solutions to address some of our community's deepest systemic challenges. And how do we keep that vision, that aspiration to really respond to our deepest community needs, to move outcomes for students and do it in partnership? The beauty about JA is no entity can really solve for these deep challenges on their own, but it's through those deep public-private partnerships that really can be brought to life to move the needle. So again, just congratulations to Legacy here. 75 years is a big deal. When I saw the 1949 thing, actually Junior Achievement in Atlanta was founded in that same year. And thankfully I haven't been around for that whole time frame. But what is striking, especially when you see the video and just hear the stories, is just how the organization has been able to evolve over time and adapt and really move the needle. So again, lots to be proud of. Jason, thanks for your leadership here, and to the board and Rhonda. Really excited to be here. Look forward to talking with everybody afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate you being here. And this will not be the last time that you will be visiting Detroit. So Michigan, I mentioned in my earlier remarks, we're at a crossroads, right? We are at a point where we are trying to retain our talent here and try to create opportunities for the next generation. Our state is in transformation. And to speak to that, we've invited Ms. Hillary Doe from the state of Michigan to come up and give some remarks. So Hillary, come on and join us.
Hi everybody, how are we doing? Good. I hope we're doing good. This is a party. I can't stop thinking about that lamp. Where is it? I'm gonna go check it out later. But no, first of all, cut to the chase. Congratulations on 75. Someone already said this, but so few organizations can say that. It's a testament to the work of so many folks in this room. Do I see the lamp creator back there? I'm so distracted now. Okay, I gotta find the lamp. Okay, anywho, my name's Hillary Doe. I am Chief Growth Officer for the state of Michigan. If you don't know what a Chief Growth Officer is, that makes sense because Michigan is the first state in the nation to name a Chief Growth Officer because we do hard and innovative things here, and we always have. The governor created this role in June of last year to tackle our population challenges. Michigan is one of about 34% of states, so we're very much not alone in this, that have been seeing some population stagnation for a long time. We've been about the same size for a long time. Again, not alone in that challenge, and also not alone, the whole country, as you may well know, is in what some are calling a talent war. So not only are we talking about population, we're actually specifically talking about making sure we're building a value proposition here in our state that works for especially our young people, right? To make sure that our youngest folks can see their futures here, can see opportunities here and great places they want to be, so they choose to stay here. And also, if folks across the country want to come and join us, we're welcoming them with open arms, absolutely, right? But across the nation, business leaders have identified that talent is their biggest challenge. It's their biggest impediment to expansion. So the fact that we're the first state in the nation to create this role, the fact that we're the first to say out loud we're going to take this on because it's hard and we know it's existential, means we have a first mover advantage in this, right? And the only misnomer in this whole thing, I tell folks, is about a chief growth officer, is the idea that one person could do this. It's inherently a group project. So my job, in truth, is creating the group, is going place to place and making sure that we're recruiting a big group of folks in incredible organizations like this and identifying models that are already working that we can, help to scale, that can ensure we build that value proposition here, that can keep our young folks, can help connect them to opportunities, can build great places, and ensure that it's, inevitable. That Michigan is absolutely the place that our young folks want to be and that folks across the country will want to come and join us. And we started this work by listening. to young people, which I'm sure a lot of people in this room know a lot about, or you wouldn't have made it to 75. And you can't sort of say, hey, I'm going to build a growth agenda that ensures we're going to be able to retain and attract young folks, and not start by listening to them. So immediately out the gate, that's exactly what we did. We went on kind of a roadshow across the state, and to date have talked to over 10,000 Michiganders, getting feedback about what they love about their place and what's between them and building their future here. Then we looked at a comparative analysis between us and other states, what's different between us and who's growing, and pulled together a council of folks who were really diverse in opinions, Republicans, Democrats, and got to a place where enough folks agreed, 19-1 vote, they all agreed to send this set of recommendations for a growth plan to the governor's office and to the legislature, which is not a given, hard to get a diverse group of folks. What did they say? I think they said they had intellectual tension. Hard to get a group of folks like that to agree, but we did, because this challenge is so existential, and because we had a foundation of listening to a lot of young people who in general agreed on what we needed to do. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what we learned, because as I was sitting here, it's inextricably linked to the work of JA. So much so that I was sitting here thinking, how do I lock arms with all of you? I'm going to follow you around. So we learned, one, that we need to do everything we can to make sure we're raising median incomes for our young people in our state. Our faster growing peers have higher median incomes, and how do we do that? Michigan's a top state for patents. University of Michigan produces more patents than most other places, but we see our entrepreneurs, and we have a lot of them here, sometimes leave our state. We see capital flight, go somewhere else maybe to hire their first 100 folks. We need to keep our entrepreneurs. We work a lot with Black Tech Saturdays. We have one of the fastest growing Black Tech ecosystems in America. We have incredible entrepreneurs here, and we need to wrap arms around them and keep them. What did we just see JA doing? Teaching entrepreneurship, teaching innovation, wrapping arms around young people and teaching that they can be generators of the innovation of their futures. We know another way to ensure connection to median income is connection to innovation of the future, to those, industries of the future. And if you walk out of here knowing one thing, know this. Today, Michigan has, depending on who you ask, 60,000 plus open jobs in great fields, fast-growing fields, and we're at the front line of the fight against the climate crisis. If you were in finance, I understand why you might want to go to Wall Street, but if you want to do purpose-driven work as a young person in America, there is not a better place to be. We are a top state for clean energy investment, #1 for hydrogen investment. According to the Department of Energy, the fastest growing job sector in clean energy in America, growing at 2 times the rate of U.S. employment. And we can't do that. We can't be successful in that work or in that fight unless we have folks to fill those seats. We know that our young people can have an incredible future here, but we need to make sure they can be connected to it and realize that those industries are here. And I call it the exposure quotient. You can't, get connected to or inspired by something that didn't even exist, first of all, when their parents, maybe were coming up. So it's incumbent on all of us in this room and incumbent on incredible organizations like JA to connect them to incredible employers and possibilities, right? And the mentorship work and the work in schools that JA is doing, I think, is a critical component to ensuring those median incomes. We also know that our young people need higher post-secondary achievement. We need to make sure that they have access to higher post-secondary achievement. So in the last year, we ensured that every high school student in the state of Michigan can get access to free year of community college. It's a start, and we have a lot of other work to do, but that is a first step in the direction of access, right? And increasing post-secondary outcomes. What did I just hear? Not only you have 20% higher salaries, but also higher college going rates and things like that. It's critical that at least folks know what their opportunities are so they can choose a certification or they can choose, to think about what they want their future to look like. And third, we know they want great places. When young folks are making their decisions about where they want to be, it's not just great opportunities anymore. They also want their place to be beautiful. We were so happy to see this great city of Detroit, my home, grow for the first time in 50 years last year. I know we're all still celebrating that. But great places also means access to ownership, access to housing, for example. And so, in the last year, we've worked really hard to ensure we're building record amounts of housing, getting more stock online, and providing access to down payments. Because when we did a nationwide survey of young folks and said, what would be most motivating to you to consider a place to call home? Like picking a place to call home? Housing, access to ownership in housing blew everything else out of the water. It beat student loan forgiveness. It beat cash transfers. The idea that you could own a home is still the most compelling, motivating, salient indicator, incentive for young people across our country. And JA, again, is teaching the financial skills that would ever make it possible for our young folks to get to that place, to that most motivating incentive. And if we can provide those skills to folks so that they can stay here and find that future, build that future, then I know that we can retain that talent, then I know we can attract folks from across the country to come and join us and fulfill that promise right here in Michigan. So, all to say, I made a new best friend, I hope. I'm going to follow you around. Hopefully I recruited some of y'all here in the audience to help us in this effort, because the last thing that we need to do is tell our story. We have to do the policy work to make sure we're building a state that everyone wants to be in, and then we need to tell everybody about it. All of you can be the best brand ambassadors. Michigan can only say Michigan's cool so much. We need y'all to tell everybody what you love about your place, and also what is possible if we do it together in our future. And don't just tell folks out of state, tell our young people, tell your neighbor, because we all need to be reminded. And you can do that, I know, in this incredible conduit that's been so inspiring of junior achievement. So thank all of you for having me here today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Hillary. Can we call you Chief? So I know that our programs team is ecstatic from your comments. I kind of saw Beth, who's our VP of programs, kind of like cheering a little bit. But I think you can hear that we're talking about junior achievement differently today. This is, historically the conversation has been the amount of students that we service. But it's really about the impact and opportunities that we're providing. So we look forward to having more dialogue with the state with Chief around this and moving forward. We have some incredible corporate partners that have really made contributions to this organization. And today is a special day. We want to take an opportunity to recognize this facility's longest tenured corporate support, which is AAA of Michigan. And with that, we want to let's give a hand there. Appreciate that. So I'm going to invite David Campbell up to the stage, and we'll have some remarks, and we're also going to kind of do an acknowledgement of our space here. As he's moving forward, we have done some major renovations to this place. If you have been here 6 months ago, it did not look like this. And I just want to acknowledge a couple things. First of all, we received a grant from the state of Michigan to support the renovations of this facility, which was over $1.4 million. Okay? And we have some members of our team that I just wanted to acknowledge, that have made this happen. So Cindy Basner, who is she's our recently transitioning Chief Operating Officer after 47 years at Junior Achievement, was extremely instrumental in working with the contractors and kind of with the renovations here. And there's also some renovations upstairs, and we invite you to come after the program to see that. But also Lisa Oliver. Lisa has kind of been our on-the-grounds person, working with the multiple contractors that have been in the building and our project manager team to make this happen. So just want to say thank you, acknowledge you for that. So with that, I want to have Mr. Campbell to talk about AAA.
Hey, good morning. How are we doing? Again, I'm Dave Campbell, Field Vice President for Michigan here at AAA. I want to say first, congratulations to Junior Achievement for 75 years. That's a good period of time. I definitely was not around for that. And also we have AAA. I got to always give a shout out to my organization because everyone knows AAA is a company of the community. And this is a true testament to how engaged we are with the community, being the longest standing storefront here at the Junior Achievement Finance Park. Hillary was talking a little bit about how important it is to bring people to the state of Michigan. For those that know me, they know I'm a New York City kid. I'm a transplant, and I really like it here. I dig Detroit, and I'm excited about it. But I'll tell you my history in growing up, being a New York City kid, also the child of immigrants from Jamaica. My first education into finance was really more related to whatever I saw my parents do. It wasn't necessarily formal education. Actually, my first bank account was the Crown Royal bag that bottle was in. So now I actually have one. I have a real bank account. And I tell you, initially, it was really just about trying to learn, decipher for myself. My parents didn't necessarily talk about what it was to be prudent with your finances. They just said, be good at it, go get a job, and be successful in that, and I guess the rest will work out. Luckily for me, even to this day, I couldn't tell you what FICA stands for, but I paid a lot of it. But I know here at Junior Achievement, they help the children really understand what it is to be a steward of your finances as well as a steward of your community. We're able to go into schools and speak to students where they are with diverse faces, diverse educations, diverse backgrounds, and really deliver a message to the youth that not every single day that they get to hear. So me as a board member, my job also is to make sure that we continue to secure finances for Junior Achievement. So for those companies that are here today that are not participating, we'd love to talk to you. As well as for every person in here, if you have not been a volunteer in Junior Achievement, not only for the students is it transformational, but it's also transformational for you. Since I've been a part of the Junior Achievement Board, I have had nothing but support from my organization. And today we have a large contingent of AAA employees here. So I'm going to ask them to stand up really quickly just to wave to the crowd to show, again, our commitment as AAA. And it's not just me here. We have some of our most senior executives at our organization. In a short bit, I'm going to have our CFO, Sean Maloney, come up and also give a couple of notes. But we have our chief, we got another chief, diversity officer here with us. We have two of our vice presidents in our product team. We have our director of public affairs. We have claims leaders, all different groups that show up every single, people from my team. Appreciate you all for being here, friends that are coming, because this is really important to me and important to us. Volunteerism in this space is one of the places that you can make a huge amount of a huge difference in the lives of the youth today. Right now, they find so many other ways to get information. They can check a video, they can shoot a reel, they can tell a computer to give them the answers and write it out for them. But now, because of what Junior Achievement has done and continues to do, we're going to be able to drive, again, face-to-face interaction. God forbid we get face-to-face again, right? But face-to-face interaction with the youth to help them understand the importance of what we're really trying to do here, and then help them become that much better for the future. Because again, if they have a little bit of information, you'd be surprised at how one message you might say to one child today can translate and transform their lives now and into the future. So I feel very confident about what we're doing here at Junior Achievement. If you look at this renovation of this space, you can be nothing but stunned at what it once looked like and what it looks like today, and how aggressively we've been working to make sure that the youth can come in and feel very receptive to this space. And then I have to give also a shout out to our team. So we recently updated this space here at Finance Park. And it was, from where it was, that's a picture we need to share. But you can see that it's innovative. And I think other companies came in also and saw what we had done, and it forced them to revisit their spaces here in the storefront. So not only has the building been redone because of what JA did, but the companies changed their investment in how they were going to engage with students, because we really were committed to being in this space now, and I guarantee you we will continue to be in this space into the future. So with that, I want to bring my CFO, Mr. Sean Maloney, up. I know he wants to give a couple of messages before we go through our rededication of our space. So, Sean.
Thanks, Steve. Good morning, everyone. It's really an honor to be here for this 75-year celebration with Junior Achievement and to reinforce AAA's support for their mission. I've been fortunate to be in the front row kind of watching our partnership for the last couple decades. And to my AAA colleagues, just so there's no confusion, the last couple decades I've been around for that, not the full 75 years. But it really is no surprise that AAA has been such a long-term supporter of JA. AAA and JA go together. When you think about starting out with AAA Safety Patrol, which not too long ago celebrated its 100-year anniversary, and teaching kids to be not just safe as pedestrians, but also to be responsible and to learn how to be leaders. And I'm sure there are many in the audience today who were in the AAA Safety Patrol. But that continues with our driver education programs and teaching people to be responsible and respectful on the road. And you can tell that there are a lot of similarities with Junior Achievement in teaching responsibility about finances and financial literacy. And then as people become young adults and have their own automobiles and apartments, houses, condos, they need insurance, which is something else that AAA can provide guidance on, and certainly an integral part of any financially literate household. I'm also the son of two long-term educators in the Detroit community, so I have a great deal of respect for the mission and commitment of the Junior Achievement leadership team. So let's have a round of applause for Jason and his team. It takes a lot of dedication and goes far beyond any job description to be in that role, as I'm sure a number of you, including Melanie, knows firsthand. And we will continue to partner with JA in that endeavor. But alongside that management team, I see the names of all these companies who have storefronts and all of you who are present here, and know that really as we're rededicating the AAA storefront, celebrating 75 years in this wonderfully renovated space, it's more than a space. It's really a village to help young people become financially self-sufficient, to help them develop the financial acumen to guide Detroit and Southeastern Michigan to future prosperity, and hopefully to have Jack visit more often. Thank you, and enjoy safe and happy holidays, and I think we have a ribbon to cut.